Day 1. You wake up before sunrise. 2550 BC, Giza, Egypt. You are not a slave. You're a paid laborer, and that single fact will surprise you more than anything else this week. Your home is a mud brick barrack in a workers' town called Hayt el Ghurab, shared with a dozen other men, all here for the same reason: steady pay and a meal plan better than most free Egyptians back in their villages. You step outside. The pyramid hits you first. Not finished yet, but already taller than anything you've ever seen. Limestone blocks stacked in a slope that disappears into the morning haze. Thousands of workers move around its base like ants on a mountain. This isn't punishment. This is the biggest job site on Earth, and you got hired. Day 2. Breakfast arrives before the sun fully clears the horizon. Bread, thick beer, and you almost can't believe what's on the side. Meat. Real meat every single day. Cattle, sheep, goat, whatever the herders drove in overnight. Archaeologists centuries from now will dig up the bones and realize something shocking. You're eating better than most Egyptians who aren't even working this job. Someone is slaughtering 11 cattle and dozens of sheep daily just to keep this workforce moving. You eat fast. The foreman is already shouting team names. Friends of Khufu! Drunkards of Menkaure! Yes, that's a real team name, and yes, the joke writes itself. You're assigned to hauling. A 2.5-ton limestone block waits on a wooden sled. 40 men, 1 rope each, water poured on the sand ahead to cut the friction. On 3, you pull. Your shoulders burn within seconds. This block will move maybe 60 feet today. Then tomorrow's team takes over. Day 3. Your hands have blisters layered on top of yesterday's blisters. A man near you, a stone carver, doesn't haul, he shapes. Copper chisels, stone drills, carving precision angles into blocks that have to fit perfectly 40 stories up. He tells you this pyramid has been rising for over a decade already, and he still has years left on this project. He's not bitter about it. He says it's not just a job to him. It's something owed to the gods, to the pharaoh, to the order of the universe itself. You don't fully understand the religion, but you understand pride. By afternoon, a senior scribe walks the site with a papyrus ledger, counting bread loaves, beer jars, meat rations, tracking exactly what 10,000 hungry men consume every single day. The logistics behind this thing are almost as insane as the structure itself. Day 4. Midday. The sun is unbearable. You collapse near a water station, and an older laborer, missing 2 fingers, tells you what happened to the man who used to do your job. Spinal damage. Crushed vertebrae. Decades of hauling stone breaks bodies down slowly, and you'll feel it too. Eventually. But he also tells you something that surprises you. When workers get hurt here, they get treated. Archaeologists will later find skeletons with healed fractures, evidence of actual medical care, splints, time to recover. This isn't a death camp. It's brutal, grinding labor, but somebody up the chain has decided injured workers are worth fixing, not discarding. Day 5. A merchant's son, working here on a seasonal contract during the farming off-season, explains the real secret behind 10,000 men building this thing without the whole system collapsing. The Nile floods every year, and during the flood season, farmers can't farm, so the state puts them to work here instead, paid in food and beer until the water recedes and they go back to their fields. It's not slavery. It's the world's first version of seasonal public works. You haul another block that afternoon, 40 feet today. Someone starts a rhythm chant to keep the rope pulls synced. The chant spreads down the line. For 1 minute, the exhaustion fades, and it almost feels like something bigger than work. Day 6. You finally climb partway up the unfinished pyramid itself, carrying water jars to the upper levels. From here, the view changes everything. The Nile glitters in the distance. Smaller pyramids, tombs, temples spread across the plateau. You realize this single structure will outlast every single person working on it today. Outlast the pharaoh who ordered it. Outlast empires that haven't even been born yet. 4,500 years from now, it'll still be standing, while almost everything else from this century has turned to dust. You're exhausted, sunburned, and your back aches in places you didn't know existed. But for 1 second, looking out from halfway up the Great Pyramid of Giza, you understand exactly why men keep showing up for this job. Day 7. Final shift. You collect your pay, grain and beer rations, calculated by the same scribes who count everything else here. You think about everything you assumed dreamed walking in. Slaves dragging stones under the whip, none of that was true. Paid workers, organized teams, real food, real medical care, real pride, sitting right next to real suffering, real injuries, real exhaustion that breaks men down over years of labor. You are teleported back. The Great Pyramid wasn't built by misery alone, and it wasn't built by glory alone either. It was built by ordinary people doing the hardest job on the planet, one block, one season, one rope pull at a time, for a structure they knew they'd never live to see finished.